Hey, friend, and welcome back to the Healing Stylist. I'm Corinne, and today's episode is a little bit personal, just like the last one. I'm going to walk you through an experience that changed not only the way I show up as a stylist, but how I protect my peace, my purpose, and my energy. We're talking about something that many stylists face, but don't always recognize until it's too late. Literally, it was too late for me. Like, this is what really changed me and started me on the path of what am on now. And that's drama bonding and how it can sneak in, disrupt all your goals, and mask itself as a friendship. So let's start from the beginning. I met some coworkers at a salon I once worked at, and we clicked really fast. It felt like we were just vibing, sharing stories, talking about crazy clients, joking around between appointments and whatnot. The kind of bonding that feels like instant sisterhood or friendships, and that sense of belonging felt good at first. But over time, I noticed something. Almost all of our conversations were rooted in negativity. We were constantly venting, gossiping, or just spiraling about what was wrong. It wasn't intentional, but it became the norm. And what I thought was friendship, it was actually drama bonding when I go back and think about it. And drama bonding is when people connect not over shared values or vision, but over shared chaos. It's subtle and it feels like loyalty, but it's actually dysfunctional disguised as connection. I didn't realize it right away, but the energy was heavy and it lingered. And there would be moments where, like, I would talk to my husband and he'd be like, that's not your friend. Like, you're only friends because you work together and it's by default. But, I wasn't listening. And looking back now, the red flags were always there. Clients would ask, is everything okay? Or am I okay? Or mention the tension in the room. But I would brush it off thinking it's just salon life because we're the culture is a very catty situation. Like our industry had a very bad rap at one point, but like I've seen it change over time, and you don't have to stay in toxic. You don't need to be in an environment where it's toxic. And losing myself in that after about a year, it was a little longer than a year, but I'm trying to make the story a little short. Um, I noticed something deeper and I was changing, especially because I had started my healing growth journey and I really needed to take a look at work-home balance and boundaries. And it really made me start looking at the people in my environment. And I wasn't changing for the better. I was tired all the time. I stopped dreaming big. My creativity started fading. I was slowly being pulled into a vision of myself I didn't recognize. Like, that's just like I have goals and I just wasn't accomplishing goals. Like, things weren't flowing how they used to. And I wasn't hitting my personal goals because I was too wrapped up in, the dramas of others' lives. I found myself over explaining, feeling defensive, getting anxious. Oh, and being anxious before work, where it's like, I don't want to go to work and I love what I do. Like, why am I feeling this? That wasn't who I used to be. I used to walk into the salon excited to make magic happen. Then there were the comments from, other said coworkers in front of clients, jokes that actually felt more like jabs, banter that felt very uncomfortable. And when it was at my expense, I'd laugh alongside, but inside I really hated it. And I'm just like, I really don't know how to get out of this. That was a moment I had to ask myself, who or should I say, am I showing up as a stylist I want to be? And the answer was always no. The breaking point, it hit me one morning when I was getting ready for work. I didn't want to go, not because of the job, not because of the people, because of the energy, because of the emotional labor I knew I'd have to do to survive the day. Like it got to a point where they were always constant. Like I think one of them even got codependent on me to the point where like when I'd be like, "Oh, go ask someone else for help," they'd be like, "You just don't want to tell me the answer." And you know what? And maybe I didn't, and maybe I did have the answer, but I was not capable of helping you in that moment. So like the comments would really just blow me. And that scared me because hair has always been my passion, my escape, my gift, but now I felt numb to it. I started to wonder if maybe I didn't love it anymore. That's when I realized it's not the work, it's the environment. So I started creating space. I pulled back from the drama. I separated myself from pretty much everybody. I stopped engaging in conversations that drained me. I focused on my energy, my boundaries, and my peace. And then I made the hardest decision of it all. I finally transferred and relocated to a different salon. Because, choosing myself and leaving wasn't easy. There was a fear, I had guilt, I had doubt. I felt like I was not being loyal to not being loyal anymore to some of the people that I cared for at this location. And, staying would be a bigger betrayal to myself. I started journaling again, setting goals, dreaming. I asked myself daily, what kind of stylist do I want to be? What kind of person do I want to be? What kind of wife do I want to be? And what kind of mom do I want to be? All of that ties in. What kind of energy do I want to carry home at the end of the day? Because, my husband would be like, oh, you give them 90% of you and then you come home and give me 10%. That needs to be the other way around. And I agree. I took care of myself in ways I hadn't in a long time. I said no without guilt. I focused on my education. I did research. I nourished the spark that I had lost. I did things that made my inner child happy again. And slowly I started to feel like me. And that was like one of my biggest accomplishments over this 2, 3 year journey now. And the blessings that followed when I began prioritizing myself, um, blessings followed, not instantly, but consistently. The things that were coming my way were just like, wow, you were meant to be here. You're meant to hold space. You're meant to be in this room and take up space. Because I used to doubt myself because things would happen and the people around you aren't always as supportive or they give you backhanded compliments. So, I attracted clients. I have always attracted clients who respected me, but I've had a few that I just really had to let go because of how it made me feel, how it stressed me. And I'm on this new path, and when one walks out, two more clients will show up. So I really wasn't worried about if I really lost any clientele because my peace is more important. And I reconnected with my creativity. I had more energy, better boundaries, and a deeper love for my craft. The burnout lifted and my confidence returned. And I was like, the universe was just waiting for me to clear the noise. And once I did, everything aligned. And when I say everything aligned from being a mom, being a wife, my personal to my work, everything works out. And a healthy salon team can heal you in ways that you did not know. So once you're able to, I'm sorry, guys, if you hear my kitty, that's my kitty in the background. And once I was able to like really transform myself, it was like finding a healthy, supportive salon team. And my salon manager jokes, it took me 10 years to find them. And everything is about timing. Like I think I went through what I went through for this very moment to share my story, to start this podcast eventually, and then to talk about it. And at my new location, I didn't feel like I had to shrink myself. My new coworkers respected each other's space, honored boundaries, and clapped for each other's wins. The energy, it's peaceful, productive, and empowering. They checked in. Like when I told them I wrote a book and I finally published it and put it on Amazon, I barely knew these people, and two of them bought books. I was like, wow, like that right there says a lot. They checked in with each other, they shared techniques and inspiration, they celebrated milestones. There was no undercutting, no gossip, no weird competition, and it felt like a sisterhood rooted in respect, like an actual salon sisterhood. Like I have like the most utmost respect for these people that I work with because I've learned so much from them. And that made a huge difference because when you're in a safe space, your nervous system calms down. You create better, you serve better, you live better, and I don't feel judged for making my content in salon anymore because they are either holding the camera or hyping me up in the background. And a healthy team helps you grow in ways toxic environments never can. They reflect the best in you, not the worst in you. And they remind you that you can be successful and soft, bold and kind, driven and well rested. If you're in a salon space that's draining you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, it might be time to evaluate whether you're drama bonding or truly connecting. And more importantly, it might be time to choose you. Your peace matters, your purpose matters, and you deserve to work in an environment that honors that. Thank you for listening to this episode. If this spoke to you, share it with another stylist who might need to hear it. You're not alone. Keep protecting your peace, keep healing, and check out my book on Amazon called The Healing Stylist. It's a great tool, great guide, great journal for you to start this journey. And I will see you next time.